everyone, this is Faith at Faith and Books. How are you doing? I'm wearing these sunglasses because my eye is still dilated. I just got back from the eye doctors and everything's good. So I have got the scar tissue removed from both eyes and I can see a lot better. But I've been trying to make a video about the Theology book club, and it never happens. And also I want to say that my last video that I put up got 4.3K views. That's just crazy. That's like phenomenal. So it's so weird how the algorithm works. And I'm a bit daunted by having that many people view a video I made, because I'm always stumbling around for words and that sort of thing. But anyway, thank you everybody for your comments and for interacting with that video. Anyway, it kind of intimidated me. So I kept trying to make videos and I kept thinking, like I got nervous, maybe a little bit nervous. Anyway, but I want to talk about the Theology Book Club. I'm going to put the link to it in the discussion notes below. And you're free to join or not join. It's a Discord channel, and we've been reading things quarterly. So the first quarter we read a book by a Reformed theologian on the development of the New Testament, and it was called The Question of Canon. And then this past quarter we read an essay on the development of Christian doctrine by St. John Henry Cardinal Newman. That was a tough read. I did not read all the book. I read the portion of it that I had planned for us to read. But now we're on to a new quarter, July, August, and September, and this is going to be a lot lighter. It's, but interesting. It's Eberhard Arnold's Selected Writings. Now, I'm not sure how his essays are collected, so I have a feeling there's various collections, so there might be overlapping, essays in different collections, in different, bound up, a bind up of his essays. So this one, here's the table of contents. Well, let me tell you about him first. He was 20th century Anabaptist theologian who developed the Bruderhof community. So he was very much into trying to live like the early Christians and developing a Christian community. And they were for a while affiliated with the Hutterites, but then they separated for some reason. So I'd like to learn more about them. I want to learn more about Anabaptists and about, the history of the Bruderhof and the Hutterites. And so this table of contents, this book has an introduction by his grandson, Johann Christoph Arnold. And the different essays are God's Revolution, The New Justice, Becoming Human, Unless You Become a Child, Love Divine and Love Human, Love is Work, From Isolation to Community, The Fight Against Mammon, God with Us, The Church Comes Down to Us, Church and State, and Expectation. And I ordered another book that hasn't come in yet, and that one I think has different essays he wrote, but it had an introduction by Thomas Merton, which I was interested in. So anyway, and they are the ones that published the Plow magazine, which I have a copy, and I keep forgetting to bring it with me when I want to talk about this book. But anyway, so I have started a new channel in my Discord server, and which is called Faith's Theology Book Club. I think that's what it's called. But anyway, if you just follow the link to the invitation, you can join, and then you'll see there's various channels, and you just click on this one. If it's Eberhard, I think I called it Eberhard Arnold Bruderhof. If you're interested in learning about this guy, he sounds very, very interesting. He fled from the Nazis and went to England, and then I think eventually to the United States. So I think there are colonies of his community in both England and the United States and Canada, and I guess in Germany too. I'm not 100% sure about that. Anyway, oh yeah, here we go. We've got blurbs back here by Ronald J. Sider, Jim Wallace, he's a very kind of liberal Christian, very activist Christian. Thomas Merton, and then Thich Nhat Hanh. I've seen that name before. I don't know who it is. Anyway, I think it'll be really interesting to examine, you know, the Christian life in community. How do we live in the world but not of the world? I think that's an issue that we always need to be re-examining. And I think that Eberhard Arnold really, you know, thought about that issue a lot and wrote about it. So I think it'll be very interesting to do. And this is going to be pretty light reading for 3 months. So it's not going to be time consuming at all. So join us if you're interested in discussing these sorts of things. That would be really great. So that is that. The other thing I just wanted to do was update on my reading. I'm going to do a video just reviewing my June books. But right now, I'll just tell you what I'm reading right now. On my Kindle, I'm reading Friday, The Rabbi Slept Late. This is the first one in those Rabbi Small, is that what they call it? Yeah, Rabbi Small Mystery. He wrote a whole series of them. I've read one. I read one last year, I think, and I really liked it. And I've heard about them for forever. I might have read one a long time ago, like back in the late 70s or something. Anyway, I'm enjoying that. I'm only a little bit in. I am working on The Lord of the Rings, trying to finish that up, but I am just to chapter 9. I'm listening to this on audio, but I'm also following along in the book. So that's that. I started Truman. I'm going to get to that today, too. I'm just a little bit in. Oh, I lost my place. Oh, darn. I lost my place. But I finished the first chapter. I'm into the second chapter. The first chapter was really interesting because it was about his forefathers coming into Missouri and how the whole Missouri, Kansas, you know, bleeding Kansas thing before the Civil War and how that affected his family. It was really interesting because I had not, earlier this year, in maybe February, I read Gilead by Marilyn Robinson, and that had a lot to do with bleeding Kansas. And then I just, for June on the Range, I just rewatched True Grit with John Wayne, and I forgot that had part like Quantrill, and then the whole bleeding Kansas thing was part of that story too. So it's weird how this one thing keeps popping up. I hadn't thought about it ever, you know. And then 3 times this year it's popped up. So I don't know. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing right now, and I'm going to end, and I will try to upload this. I've been having a lot of trouble trying to upload videos, so I'm going to get started on that and see if I can get it, and then I will put the link to the Theology Book Club in the discussion notes. Okay, take care. I hope you're doing well. Happy reading.